this is it. Module 6, Tutorial B, our last tutorial of the semester. Last thing I'm teaching you to do. So we are on SketchFab, and we're going to make an interactive model. So let's go ahead and upload, and in our icon, I've provided for you a bird, of course, northern flicker. Let's add it in there. We'll upload the files. Give it a minute. While it's uploading, right, we can go ahead and start. Let's put in our description, which will be an attribution. I got this model on SketchFab, so let's grab, whoops, that's the annotations. There's the attributes, right? I'm gonna need that in a second anyhow. So I'll grab this right here, plug it in. Probably should put links, right? So I'll take this and I'll say, I'll link to the RSD Nature Lab SketchFab page, right? Oops, let's see what we got here. I'll grab that all, put in a link, right? Let's change that, right? So you'll notice SketchFab uses this markup language to do things. On SketchFab, so our last one is this right here. I'll throw this right there. Okay. And it seems good. If we have to fix it, we can fix it. All right, great. So it's uploaded and ready to publish, right? But let's go ahead and we'll save it. And so what we need to do now is, before we go and do anything, we want to, right, we'll edit the 3D settings. And this is where we'll work on building our model. So here's our model, right? We'll see this is our northern flicker, obviously a taxidermied northern flicker that they've made, right? And so we will, the first thing we want to do is set our initial view, right? So, well, makes the most sense. Let's put it, about here, and we'll say, we'll save thumbnail and initial view, right? That's simple as simple gets, right? This is what someone will encounter when they first get here. Now, there's lots of things we could do in here, and we're not going to get too advanced in here, but you see you can change field of view. Let's leave it at 45, right? Please go back to 45. Let's just type it in, 45. We can show the wireframe. We don't want to do that. We can add a background, transparent background, do other things. So there's some stuff there. Shading, right? Shadeless means there'd be no shadows whatsoever, right? So we could go shadeless if we really wanted to. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and leave it shadeless because I think that looks pretty good shadeless. We don't need to have shaded. Actually, no, let's not. Let's leave it at lit. Let's go to lighting here, and here we can change the type of lighting. So here's our environmental lighting. So there's a lot of things you could do here. We don't need to do that. There's fancier things you can do. I think, right, there has to be a surface here. Again, we just start playing through and looking at capabilities. You can actually go in and change a lot of things. Materials, right, we could change kind of the way it takes the light, right? So metalness versus specular, right? What does that mean? You'd have to get really into 3D modeling to understand all this. Albedo is kind of the just natural, regular surface, right? So I don't think this needs to be metal, right? Let's just try specular. I think that's looking better. Okay, specular looks great. Roughness, glossiness, right? Do we want it glossy? Do we want it specular? Nothing's really changing here, right? I think maybe if we change the model, right? Again, you can kind of see as you play with things, right? We don't want it to be glossy. It's not a metal thing. There's lots of really complicated things you can do in here. We'll mostly just leave it on the base. Post-processing filters, again, these are very much Again, things you would have to understand about making 3D models. For the most part, we don't care. We want to get to this, annotations. That's our storytelling place, right? So right now we have a nice looking model, but we need to make some annotations, right? And it says double click on the model to create an annotation. You can use Markdown to add links, images, and other formatting, right? So again, this doesn't take, like, we couldn't embed a YouTube video. It takes a select part of Markdown. But anyhow, let's make a first one and let's put it right there on the bill. And then let's go to our files here, and I have a title, a bill built for digging, and then we have our thing here, right? And we say okay, and that's great. We have it kind of just on our first view. We want someone to start there. Our next one, right, we're gonna have a built-in brace. So let's move our bird kind of over to here. Let's double click this right here, and let's put in our annotation, right? Okay, and now you'll notice, like, when we go through them, right, it actually then keeps that view that we set on the annotation. So if someone walks through our story, if we try to make this kind of a story way, right, it becomes it guides them through our thing here. Let's do another one here. Let's take it and let's get underneath. Let's actually just keep rotating the bird, and let's go underneath the wing here, right? Now this one has notice some markdown because I want to bring in an image. So this is the markdown that would bring in an image, right? And I have it coming in from Wikimedia Commons, like we've been using a lot during the semester. Hit OK, right? And now, right, let's check out how it does here. So it doesn't preview it in here. We can hit the preview button. Then if we really want to preview it, say OK. Again, we can also, I think when you set this, I wonder if when you set this, you could set the view even in. I think you could. If we could have done that. Let's remove this one. How do I get rid of it? Is there a little get rid of symbol here? There's got to be a way. Oh, you got to come over here. Let's get rid of that one. Let's delete the annotation. Let's see what happens when I really zoom in here and put our annotation there. Right. Let's get that in there. This in there. Copy. Okay. So, right? So it saves all of the things that when you double click on it. So here we're full out, and now we're zoomed in a lot more, right? So again, it's just however you add the annotation based on right where it's at. So let's zoom back out. Let's come in right here. Where do we want this one? Do we want this one on the back? Because we'd be seeing the back. Let's put it on his front right here, right? So we'll, again, just bring ourselves in here. I should mention, right now I'm on a trackpad, so I'm using pinch and zoom. You'll likely have to use some, usually when we work with 3D models, we have a 3-button mouse, and we use the different things. So we may need to figure out in class live with the mouse how to move around a little easier on the model. We'll see in class, because I don't ever use a mouse, right? Unless I'm really doing 3D work, but I don't have I don't have my mouse with me right now. So I'm gonna click this, put this in here, and okay, right? So we've got our annotations, right? So we put them in order. Now, if you ever want to change your annotations, I think you can just simply, right, just drag and like say we want this to be number 3, right? We'll drag it up here. Whoops. Oh, we already did it for it, right? So we can definitely, I'm trying to get the pattern for the ground up here. Come on, man. It's just, there it goes. No, it's not working here. letting me drag it. Done. Oh yeah, it is. It did drag. It's just confusing. It's just jumping around a little bit to make it a little confusing, right? So you could definitely reorder it in however you want the story to be. Going through here, right? Some models will have animations. We don't have animations in this model, but you can have models animate it. For reality capture, it's probably not going to happen. Now, for AR, VR, you can set a view, right? Like right now, this would preview giant, right? We could set a scale to make it like the actual, or actually, no, it's not giant right now. Yeah, it is giant, right? So we'd have to kind of set the scale of how big it would be, and we can do some calculations to do that. Now, we can't use that anyhow, right? The free version doesn't allow us to serve it in augmented reality. It might just let us do virtual reality. I can't remember what the free version allows, but that's it. Once we're happy with it, right, we can go to simply publish, right? And we'll, do you want to save them now, right? Yes, we want to save and publish. And that got it, right? So you see, we used our free upload credits. We'd have to do that. Share your model, right? Let's just go got it, see your model. Right, and here is our model. Now, we absolutely could have put in a background image if we wanted to have, like, say, like a forest scene behind it or something. But we don't have to in this. So anyhow, the last thing you have to do is embed your model, right? Or, you know, let's go back in, right? So let's say you're not happy with it. You want to change some things. Let's edit the 3D settings. Let's go to materials, or no, let's go to just settings, right? Where's the background? Here's background right here. Background type. Let's change our color at least. Let's make it kind of green. Oof, that's horrible, right? Again, I'm just trying to find a good background. Maybe a background image. Maybe I'll provide you with a background image. Let's go to Wikimedia Commons. Let's just say forest. Let's grab a right, forest. More details. Let's get not a giant one. Let's get that's a good one. Let's grab that. I'll put this in the thing here. So we'll go ahead and upload an image. Upload your account to do things, right? I didn't notice that we're working in the free version, right? So let's just go ahead and just make it any color background, right? Save settings. Exit. Right, so now we have it on this light green, and we just need to put in our project. Okay, last thing is embedding it, right? So we'll copy it to the clipboard, although there are some settings in here, right? But we don't want to make it a fixed size. We want it to be a little responsive. You see here we can make a transparent background, and so even with the free version, right, we could then serve a transparent background and put a background image on another div. We're not going to do that. Again, these are just things you can play with and see what you want to do here for your purposes. But we'll just copy it. And of course, we'll go to tilde and we'll make ourselves a new HTML. As always, we'll go to content, we'll paste, we'll save, we'll publish, we'll open. And when we're done, right, get down. Notice, I don't know why it doesn't give us like any real CSS to help us out. I guess it expects you to understand that stuff, which by this time in the semester we should. So here I've got some CSS that we're going to add. So it's just, it comes with, when you copy it and paste it, it actually came, if we notice here, it has this div right here for us to do, and then it has the iframe. So the simplest code for this is going to be this right here. We'll copy it. We'll go into tilde. We'll edit our content. We'll give ourselves some space. Now, right, CSS has to go, when it's embedded in HTML, it has to go in a style tag. Paste that in. We'll publish. And now, when we open, and all goes to plan, get down here. Come on, there we go. there is our wonderful flicker. I don't know why it had a white background there. I was playing with it in between pausing the video and getting it embedded though. And there it is. There's our wonderful thing. Of course, we would want to add a title, an intro text telling us what to do with it. It does actually have some of the attribution, although the model needs to be attributed, so I'd probably put that attribution underneath, right, when it's not a model you made. And that's it. That is our last tutorial.